Not that clear. But I'm sure that will improve as the day goes on. Also, the match clock hasn't quite started yet. Gemma Farrell getting the ball out, going along the back line, down the right-hand side. Good ball to the winger, and she's got the pace. She's got round two, round a third. She's very close to the 22 there. That's a superb run. Belvedere piling in over the top. Ball's there. Straight drive by the forwards again. Again, taking it up through the forwards, trying to commit the railway players.
Left foot.
Referee keeping an eye on the offside line there. Belvedere making good ground again through the fringes. And they picked up the penalty. Advantage there, free play. Referee deciding the ball not coming out from there. And that's a fabulous start for Belvo.
Yeah, they've opted for the posts here, which I think is the right option on that one, just to get a score on the scoreboard, settle the nerves, start again and keep going with the forward momentum.
So this will be JJ kicking?
That's JJ, yeah. She'll be our kicker for the day.
Came through on the team sheet to me as JJ, of course confused me with her recent marriage.
That's it. I was getting in trouble there a few weeks back for kept referring to her as Gemma Jackson. It's Gemma Farrell, but JJ is the nickname, so we'll stick with that one. I think that's the easy option for it.
And again, in another innovative move by our technical expert, Noel Walsh. We're currently working off 3 cameras today. First left-footed kick. It goes over and Belvo put themselves on the board in the first couple of minutes. So with 3 minutes gone, despite the match clock not having started yet, Belvedere go into a 3-0 lead.
That's the exact start that Belvo would have liked, just to put them back on their back foot and push them back, make them make decisions, put them under pressure, get a score on the scoreboard nice and early and let the girls settle into the game a bit.
Very important top 4 games today. Railway, of course, have played 8 already this season, undefeated. The only blemishes on their record are 2 COVID games, which went down as 0-0 draws. But they're top of the table on 34 points. Belvo, after their loss to Blackrock last week, find themselves on 26 points. As Railway drop kick off, and immediately it's put down on the wing, and this will be a scrum to Railway. Chance for them perhaps to show the power you were talking about, Hayley.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting scrum now to see how they take this, whether they'll look for the kind of the quick ball out method 2, get it out to their backs and spread the ball wide, or whether they'll be happy to march the ball up the pitch a bit if they get good forward momentum in the scrum.
Well, if they perceive a weakness in the Belvedere scrum, I'm sure they're going to push forward through that. And Lisa Hughes putting the ball in, gets it out, but gets scragged as well. Belvedere onto it very quickly, and that's a penalty for Belvedere. That's superb work by the back row.
It was super stuff there. It was Katie coming in on putting pressure straight on the 9 straight away, nailing their 9, getting the tackle in, and then an offensive coming in from the side there from Railway. Gemma
Farrell putting the ball well into the Railway Union half. Local derby, of course, Railway from Park Avenue down in Sandymount. Not too far to get from here to there. So Belvedere line out, halfway between the 10-yard line and the 22. Gets the pass away just in time. Belvedere centres taking it up, and now the forwards driving. Super drive. And another penalty to Belvedere. This one's about 10 yards out, so 10 metres outside the 22. Mixing up my measurements again. Yeah, the referees esteemed that there a high tackle. It definitely seemed to slip up, and Gemma seems to be opting for the post once again, which is another good option. It's a bit of a far out kick, but we'll see how this one goes. Make sure they're staying up on their feet, that they're not going to seal it. Okay, happy enough there's a contest and the player pulled away. Referee just having a quiet word with Belvedere. Perhaps tidying up some of the rocks and walls. So, Gemma Farrell pretty much in straight in front of the posts. This is a question of distance. She had no hesitation deciding to go for the kick. And it had the distance, but it drifted to the right hand upright, and it's being run back 20 yards anyway. Railway take it out. They'll be looking to get out of this 22 now. Belvedere will be looking to keep them in there with some tight tackling. Just like that. Oh, first penalty against Belvedere. Hands in the ruck. Referee very clear with his decision there. And Railway decide to run it. Good offload in the tackle there. That was Aoife McDermott with the superb offload. Kate McCarthy now taking it up.
Okay, play on. It's good, it's good.
Knock on. Knock on by Railway. And the referee is calling two of the players in.
I'm going to speak. I'm going to respond back to you, okay? The timing of the tackle was fine. She was committed and it was close, okay? But it's fine. That carry on afterwards is not needed by either of you, okay? If it happens again, you risk a sanction and possibly you leave the field, okay? Scrum, knock on.
Well, that is certainly laying down the law.
That's it. I think it's putting the marker in. These games are always going to be heated. There's always a bit of history between Railway and Belvo, so you're going to have a few late hits on one side and holding people into rucks and mauls, things like that. It's going to be one of those matches. So I think Dudley's right in that one, just trying to lay a marker down early and make sure they all keep themselves in check.
Well, I have to say, after the previous two games we've covered, it's good to have two teams that aren't both playing in black and white.
That's it, for sure. It's nice to see a difference, and there's been no confusion in numbers and colours, and you can actually see two sets of full numbers on the back of jerseys this time around.
Hopefully this will help with the identification of some of the players.
Let's get our feet under the body.
Casey Whelan at scrum half today for Belvedere. She'll be putting it into this scrum.
Crouch.
It's great to have her back available as well. She's been with the seven squad the last few weeks, so having her back available is always an additional bonus to us.
Oh, that's been dropped. That's unfortunate. Knock on at the back of the scrum.
Green ball, green ball.
That's, I think, with these scrums, I think once the ball is available at the back, we should really just try and secure it and get it away from the scrum. As like that, Railway will just keep pushing, and the strength they have in that, they'll cause a bit of a mess at the back of it and just create a bit of a messy ball and breakdown. So I think as much as we can get that ball back and shift it out, the better.
I'm not that bad. Crouch. Fine. Up the cup. No, I'm not happy on the far side, okay? All right? I'm not happy with the loose head here, okay? I'll take a step, okay? Nice and tight to the hooker, all right? Down.
Referee just sorting out problems on the near side of the scrum. He's come across to the other side.
Crouch. Fine. Set. Hold.
He's penalised the loose head there. And it's so out, and they've taken the resulting free kick very quickly. Aoife Doyle taking the ball into the tackle. And there's a knock on, another scrum down. There's a fair few scrums happening at this stage.
Yeah, you were looking at 10 minutes into the game, and this is our fifth scrum already, so there's definitely going to be a few more, I'd say. And Alice will need to get her positioning and her feeding and her timing right on this if she wants this to get any better.
Referee must have been happier with the loose head. He's not staying on this side. He's now gone across to the other side. Belvedere with a quick hook, but it's come back off the second row's feet, and it's, as you said, unless they get it away quickly, they're in trouble. Casey Whelan does very well to take the loose ball. Gemma Farrell kicking, but the Railway winger straight onto that. High tackle, so there's a penalty there for Railway.
Yeah, Belvedere just need to look at, keep an eye on them. It's an area of their game they certainly need to work on, is keeping the tackles low. Even if they're not dangerous, they're slipping up and they're going to be pinged all day. Especially a referee like Dudley of his calibre, he's not going to miss those.
Superb kick to touch, takes play just outside the Belvedere 22. And Railway will have to throw into this line out.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Hold for a second. Just the legs. I get you the gap. If you can both take half a step, that'd be brilliant. Thank you. Here we go, Railway.
So, play back on now. Overthrown. This is going to be a scrum down to Belvedere at the very least. They'll try and run it out from there. Gemma Farrell clears to touch. Referee declares advantage over. And so we're back to this stage again.
Yeah, back into a similar positioning, so we might try a different tactic on this one. I don't know if that was an intentional overthrow in the last line out, but Alice did well anyway to make the hit.
That's very well taken in the line out. It's fingertip stuff, and it all works out well for Railway. They brought it into midfield, but a crushing tackle by the Belvedere midfield means there's a ruck. Oh, ball pops up.
Advantage, offside.
Belvedere caught offside. You hear the referee playing in the advantage here. They spin it down the narrow side again. Comes out to the winger.
Number 4, offside.
The mistake was forced. However, the referee goes back for the advantage that wasn't. And Belvedere caught offside in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a frantic start from both sides. A lot of penalties, a lot of knock-ons, a lot of spilled balls. That the small mistake in the line-out for Railway too, and slightly not straight throw as well in the second one to make it a difficult catch. So hopefully now the two teams can settle a bit and relax the nerves.
Certainly a frenzied start. Errors aplenty from both teams. And it'll be the team that regains their composure first. We'll take a big advantage. Railway driving again. Driving in ones and twos, though. The support isn't there. Very slow in coming back out. Good offload there. Neve Byrne has shipped it on and allows Railway to get another 5 metres. And now it's coming wider and it's been left behind. Picked up, shifted left. And back in again, and a bit of space, and she's kicked, and there's no one at home, but the bounce is very kind to the Railway tight head prop, Katie O'Dwyer, who was back there covering, and she's done enough to win another penalty for her team.
Yeah, it was a bit of a harsh penalty there on that one. He didn't give her any chance to roll away there, and she was out of it pretty quick. It was a bit unfortunate there with Ivana with a killer tackle there that was super crucial, as there could have been a pretty substantial line break after that.
I'm going to touch on the air.
Nicole Corley now. She's going to be kicking down the line. It's always the equation of distance against making the touch, and she hasn't made touch here. And very quickly run back into midfield with a wide pass. That's some good play there by Belvedere. Just on their own 22.
That's fine, that's fine.
Oh, well over there. That's good foraging.
You're pinning her with your left leg. No.
Yeah, it was a good poach there from Railway. She spotted the Belvo weren't in quick enough to support her girl, and quick over the ball, quick poach. No disputing that one.
Corey again will be looking for the touchline. That's a good kick.
Let me set your gap, please.
I think so. Yep. I'm sure our viewers will tell us if it's not.
You're in. If you're not in, drop.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
It's a good catch and drive by Railway. Line out's over. Numbers pile in.
Use it!
Forwards lining up for Railway, each wanting to take it another yard forward.
Partner! Good.
The ball falls loose. I think
All right. Lost ball.
lost forward. Belvedere have done very well to force the error, and they'll get the scrum out on the 5-metre line.
Yeah, it was good defence there from Belva. They kept their composure. They didn't panic too much. It was good defence in the line out. They spotted that where we're going to go for the down and drive. They didn't engage, which meant they were able to get around to the back to tackle the ball and girl instead of having to wait for it to engage and move forward. So they're able to sack that before it became a moving maul, which was great tactics from them.
No seconds in. You ready? Crouch. Fine. Set.
Again, that's a very good push by Railway. They seem to have their scrum set lower than Belvedere. Getting in underneath the Belvedere front row. The kick doesn't find touch. Long pass across. Not a sideways movement here. Stephanie Carroll taking it into contact. And Molly McCabe.
Green ball.
Touch judge says it was touched on its way in. Green ball. Railway be happy with another solid platform to attack from.
Green ball.
Yeah, it was a good kick through there on that one. They can be a bit dangerous, those grubber kicks, especially on a night like tonight where there's plenty of knock-ons and loose balls. So they're definitely an option for Nikki and for Belvo too, for Gemma.
Not quite straight into the line out, in my opinion, but it's not my opinion that matters. It's the refs. He was happy enough. And that's another superb bit of play there. Belvedere would be delighted with that.
It was a funny one. The Railway kind of stepped back and seemed to be just looking at Clodagh holding onto the ball there, and nobody seemed to really want to move her off it. So penalty was given. Referee had no other choice there really. So it was definitely well won penalty there.
Gemma Farrell with a fine kick. Clears the lines. Oh, nice kick back by the spectator. So Belvedere have made it outside their 22, and they have to put into this line out.
I just think that was Rachel Murphy who won that last poach, not Clodagh.
Spreading it wide from the line out, avoiding contact till the middle of the pitch.
Hands away, Railway!
A fine effort to try and poach, but the referee deeming a tackle was made. The winger is scragged, but the ball comes back on the Railway side. A super tackle in midfield. That's it. This is the sort of pressure that Belvedere would want to be putting on.
All right, okay.
Coming to the right again. Kick down the middle. That's well taken. Laura Carthy doing fine covering work there. And then the clearing kick put in. Belvedere having soaked up a lot of pressure here from Railway.
Yeah, they're really reacting well to the pressure that's put on. They're reacting well to kicks. They're reacting well to line breaks. Defensively, they're looking much sharper. There's been very few line breaks from Railway. Belvo are kind of reading the lines pretty well and determining where the ball's going to go. So it's fantastic stuff from Belvo.
Another knock on by Railway in midfield gives Belvedere the ball and the advantage. Katie Whelan not quite getting to the ruck in time. The kick through, finds touch, and a fine touch it is too. Back down towards the Railway 22. Belvedere will be very happy to escape their own goal line at times there.
Yeah, it was a great kick there from Gemma and great visibility from her. And you can see there, they're literally, 2-3 yards away from making that a 50-22, which would have been our Belvo kick. So those options are definitely on throughout the match, and it's something that I think could be utilised more in the women's game.
Nice clean take, advantage to Railway.
You've gone to your line, it's not over. It's only after the ball is passed you can go.
Referee explaining his decisions very clearly.
The gap is what I'm looking to protect.
Yeah, he's looking there that the Belvo broke the gap there and closed that line out to space just before the ball was played.
Another fine kick. Takes Railway Union to just a few yards away from halfway.
Yeah, that's fine now.
Nice take, clean line out. Passing behind. Belvedere again, dealing with the scraps. And the referee deciding there was an offside.
Yeah, it was knocked on, and then a Railway player in front of the ball played it, so deemed it then an offside penalty as opposed to just knock on. If Railway had just left that, it would have just been a knock on advantage. So just better awareness there from both sides, I think could have helped.
Takes play down towards our third camera today.
Here we are now, Green.
Interested to see now what Belva's option is, if they go for the down and drive, or if they play it out wide, or what they go from here now with a nice positioning within the 22.
5 in the line out. A couple of forwards will be out in the back line. As Rachel Murphy prepares to throw in. Somewhat fortunate for Railway, the overthrow. Taken on by Chloe Blackmore. And that comes right across the line, and they've outflanked the defence. This is a lovely line break. And that's a superb swerve past the defender. Nobody's going to stop her before she gets to the line now. She's heading to the posts, and she gets there. First try of the game, superb pitch length run. Well, I'd be delighted with that. Just the long pass across the midfield, let them outflank the defence. Belvedere were defending quite narrowly, and once she saw the gap, the space, she went for it, swerved past the last defender, and then it was just a foot race.
Yeah, that was a great ball. They noticed the space like that. They noticed the space out wide. Quick ball, I think it was from Nikki Cahy in a 10. And she managed to spot the space, pulled it out left, and skipped a player, skipped our defence, and off she went. I think it was Aoife Doyle who dotted down there for Railway, and managed to outrun everyone. Conversion was good there as well with a drop kick from Nikki Cahy. It's 25 minutes played, and it's currently now Belvedere 3, Railway 7. Hopefully now Belvo's heads don't drop after this. They've really been in a better attacking position the last 10, 15 minutes, and they really, made Railway work hard. On all grounds, that first try there was against the run of play, so it was, it came from within their own 22, and they managed to outrun us all into the far corner, under the post. So hopefully now Belvo react well to it and keep the momentum going forward.
This time.
Not on, no. Rock! Hands away, Belvo! Ball is out. Don't play it there.
So 7-3 now to Railway. Try and conversion, taking them ahead of the early penalty by Gemma Farrell. Belvedere have the ball now inside the Railway half. The pass goes loose. Laura Carthy picks it up, tidies up, takes it back in.
Just a second.
Referee stopping there for an injury. That's Nicole Cahy has gone down. The Railway out half. The referee was very quick to stop play there.
Yeah, I think she got knocked to the face there. I think she's got a bit of a bloody nose there now. So everyone knows how much of a stinger they can be.
Always a bash on the bridge of the nose, always a painful one. The eyes will be watering as much as the nose running.
Seems to be okay though anyway, so it doesn't seem to be too bad. I'd say she'll be back up and back in enjoying the back line in no time.
It'll be one of those joyous ones where we'll see a player with 2 bits of tissue jammed up their nostrils.
How we doing, guys? Okay.
Referee just coming in to check the injury.
Neve, captain.
And the referee calling the 2 captains together.
Captain.
Taking advantage of the break in play. Just have a quiet word. Well, after the first 20 minutes of very frenzied play,
Possession, so we're going to restart with a black scrum, okay?
and the referee just explaining that he'd stopped it for the injury. Belvedere were in possession at the time he stopped play because of the injury. And as a result, scrum down will be Belvedere ball.
Do you want to make a change on that?
Yeah, both teams have definitely settled into this now, and seeing a lot less silly mistakes, and the girls are definitely heads down and just want to play rugby, which is the best way you want to see it being played. So hopefully it stays like this, and the game continues in good fashion and good spirits, and it stays a competitive contest as well.
Well, competitive is certainly the word for it today. 7-3 as we head into the last 10 minutes before half-time.
Crouch. Fine.
Belvedere scrum has been under pressure, but they've done enough to retain possession. Jenny Murphy picks up at the base of the scrum, heads into midfield, and then it's kicked through. Nice pick up and collect. Casey Whelan trying to break round the fringes.
Make the last foot. No, play on.
Referee more than happy with play, forcing the Belvedere players drive through the middle. And then out to the back line, spinning it wider, and then cutting back inside. Another injured player down in the foreground here, not interfering with play is Gemma Farrell with a superb, it's just gone a foot too far. Straight into play.
Paul, hold the trophies.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there. It was close. Thought it might have just dropped in before it bobbled out, but unfortunately just fell the far side of the whitewash, which was deemed then straight out, which means you go back to where the ball was kicked from.
Okay. Time on.
Just checking that Vic O'Mahony wasn't too badly hurt there. She makes her way over to the line out.
Backward.
No knock on, referee deems. Belvedere defence well set here. Tackle on the ball rather than the player. But it worked either way. There's a knock on, is there? Yes, there is. The referee on it straight away. Playing no advantage there.
That was super defence, well read from the Belvedere defensive line. You could see there that they had the switch line lined up. Belvedere also could see the switch line lined up, and Nailbow player and ball then perfect timing and just forced the knock on there within the Railway half.
Whoa. Okay, that's my mark. Hookers to the left of my mark. Thank you.
Referee making sure the front rows are in the right place.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
Again, you can see how much lower the Railway Union scrum is set than the Belvedere, and that's making a difference. Dummy not bought there. She does very well to evade the first tackle, but numbers meant she was brought to ground.
Backwards.
Well presented ball. Katie Whelan brings it out. Gemma Farrell finds the winger. There's a bit of space. It was being closed down. She cut back inside. It was the right thing to do. They retain possession. Driving up by the forwards here now. Oh, the referee's going to penalise that.
Where's 9? 9. Just make sure you're working hard to get to the hindmost pillar when you're in a defensive set. Okay? Only that there's no materiality there. You were offside.
Touch found from the penalty. Be a Railway line out. Halfway. Between the 10-yard and the 22. The throw comes in. The referee says, we're not ready.
I'm still trying to set it up properly.
Yeah, you can see she's been itching to do that all evening. She's set with the ball over her head, ready to go, just trying to disrupt it there and trying to cause a bit of a quick ball in and try and catch Belvo and unaware. But in that case, just caught the ref unaware on that one.
Belvo, take a step. Thank you.
Leslie Ring at the front of the line out, doing her best to intercept, but no chance. Fine throw into the line out. All the way across the back line. That's Neve Byrne taking the ball around the corner. She's finally brought down.
Use it!
Well presented. Comes out to Aoife McDermott. She makes a few yards. But the mistake comes in again. Belvo will be delighted with this defence.
Yeah, again, it was good defensive speed and pace from Belvo. I don't think there was a need for an offload there from Railway. I think they should have just brought it in, taken it in and reset on the back of a ruck, but tried to get in the offload around the back. Unfortunately, it was just then knocked on by the unexpected player where the ball came to. So it was then another knock on, another Belvo scrum.
Ouch. Fine.
So just 5 minutes to half time now. Railway might be ahead on the board, but their one try has come from one very long run. Belvedere have been very good at soaking up the pressure. And now they're hoping to apply some of their own.
No, hands away the neck.
It's a tackle. That's fine work there by Neve Byrne. She got over the ball very quickly, and it's taken...
That was a bit unfortunate from Belvo. I think the referee's language there confused the girls. He came in, said hands away. Belvo thought he meant Railway release. So they were expecting the ball to come back. Railway continued to play the ball. He gave the ball then for not releasing. He was explaining to the Railway to keep her hands away from the neck and not the ball. So a bit confusing, a bit harsh, but penalty nonetheless.
33 played.
Our match clock may be a couple of minutes fast. Something to do with not starting at the beginning.
Okay, 10.
There have been a couple of injury breaks in the first half, but so far, everybody's still going on. And that kick hasn't made touch either. And Belvedere running it right back into midfield. Long pass thrown across. That's not what Belvedere needed at this stage. As Railway attempt to go wide again. It worked for them before. Fine tackle. Jenny Murphy.
Push, push, push.
Another good tackle. Kate McCarthy taking it into contact. Siobhan McCarthy doing the same. But this time, Siobhan McCarthy took it into contact, felt she wasn't held when she was, kept going. Referee straight onto that.
Yeah, it was right call on that one. She just took that extra roll. She can have one natural roll to present the ball back, but nothing after that. I think with the last where the penalty went short, Manon received it and out wide, ran sideways and gave it to an unexpecting Vic, who knocked it on. So I think, again, in that case, should have just taken it in.
Kick straight to Lindsay Peat. That's not the person you want catching the ball just on your 22. She sets it up beautifully. Hughes takes it out again. Hughes looking for the ball. She has it at her feet. She comes left. Stephanie Carroll taking it down the wing. Aoife McDermott has been busy this first half with carries. Hughes tries to break herself. High tackle. Everybody on the pitch knew it. Everyone stopped and the referee had to tell them to keep going for the advantage. It was a free play and Railway knew it.
Manon still did well there, covering that ball, covering the high ball in. And she even got a bit excited there. I think there was acres of space in front of her and she'd get the speedsters on, but of course, playing advantage come back for the penalty.
Because there was a mitigation of a dipping into the tackle. Here you go, here you go. You taking the point? No.
Railway running this one. Hughes takes it in. Forwards will look to take it on again. Kate McCarthy taking it in. Now within 5 metres of the Belvo line. Good leg drive there. Siobhan McCarthy again. Belvedere the Railway second rows have been very busy this first half. The ball's there. Chloe Backmore looking to squeeze her way through. And the referee has awarded the try.
Captain.
That was unfortunate there for Belvo. It was a well-worked try from Railway. They stuck it tight, kept it tight, and just kept powering through. Eventually they found a gap and got over, and referee was in perfect position to spot the grounding. So, unfortunately now for Belvo, it's a second try for Railway now, the side of the half.
Well, so far from what we've seen, Railway justifying their position as top of the league, undefeated.
Yeah, an interesting tactic there from Railway's Nikki Cahy. She takes the drop kicks instead of on the cone. I don't know whether it's a speeding up tactic or whether she's just more comfortable with the drop kicks, but that one there just spilled to the right.
Railway on a run now. They've won their last 3 games. Well, if you exclude the games cancelled due to COVID, they've won their last 6, whereas Belvedere have lost their last 2. Belvedere will be looking to make the top 4 before the league splits at Christmas. So every point, even points difference, may be the difference between 4th and 5th. Ooh.
That's Jenny Murphy again. She's going to be in trouble if she keeps going like this. It'll be your second high tackle or dangerous tackle.
Advantage. Use it! Up.
Good driving work by Kate McCarthy. The referee deciding the advantage isn't enough, though. He's going to bring it back for the high tackle, and the referee is calling Jenny Murphy in. And pointing out exactly what you said, Hayley. Wasn't her first.
Now you can see there as well, there's a few handbags there between Vic Mahoney and Aoife McDermott there afterwards as well, and you'll get that throughout the game. But the case of just keeping the heads cool like that. If we're on a warning already, the last thing we need now is to be going down to 14 players. It's a great take from Laura Carthy.
Laura Carthy doing very well. Hands the ball off. Emer O'Mahony making great ground through the middle. Good tackle by Railway. Good defence. The line is set across. The element of surprise is gone. It's going to have to be worked through the hands now. Katie Whelan gets it out. There's a run down through the middle, and it's a last gasp tackle, forcing her to the ground. One feels that the Railway back line may have, or defensive line may have been slightly offside there. Oh, and a knock on. And immediately Stephanie Carroll decides, hasn't seen much of the ball the first half. She wants to go for a run.
Advantage over!
The advantage for the knock-on gone. Hughes out. Corey across the back line. McCabe. Aoife Doyle making some great ground. And again, it's going to be a foot race. This time.
All right, it's okay. No.
Another try. That'll take Railway up 17, and that's not what Belvedere needed just on the stroke of half-time.
No, definitely not. And, it comes from a lot of Belvedere little discipline there. There was 2 penalties back-to-back. It's silly mistakes, it's knock-ons, people not being prepared to catch the ball, not expecting the ball, but, inexcusable stuff really where, you're kind of saying I wasn't expecting the ball, but I always expect it in any situation. Again, another situation where we're just missing tackles. And then like that, Doyle just running it through again with pace to burn. As I said, she's one of the sevens girls, so she's going to be fast, she's going to be quick, she's going to be fit. So you just can't give her any space or time on the ball.
Kick is wide, but that concludes the first half. And sees Railway 17-3 up. And I think Railway will be the happier. Well, obviously, if you look at the scoreboard, Railway will be the happier of the two.
Definitely, I think the scoreline isn't reflecting the game that's been played so far. It's been a close contest. It's been, end-to-end stuff really, with both teams being in each other's 22 numerous times, and just that case where Railway are a bit more disciplined. They're able to just get that last pass over the line and get that ball dotted over where it matters and where it counts. And where to in those situations, Belvo seem to be making silly mistakes and knocking on balls, or just don't have the people there with her to support and support the breakdown of a ball, losing possession, things like that. So hopefully, if Belvo can clean up their performance a bit more in the second half, they definitely deserve a try or two, and it'll bring them right back into the game.
Yes, certainly the Railway may be ahead, but they're not out of sight. Belvedere took the lead early on with a penalty, but all the points scored since have been Railway Union. And one has to say, it's when they've gone wide and they've reached the wings, and they've managed to go down those wings, and twice it's brought them tries. Good crowd here today. Ollie Campbell Park, home of Old Belvedere. No doubt the crowd is growing as those people make their way back from the Aviva Stadium, where Leinster were taking on Bath in the Champions Cup. But whatever the reason is for people being here, I'm sure the girls on the field are delighted to be playing in front of a crowd, playing under the lights. And one has to say that our technical director, Noel Walsh, has done a fabulous job with 3 cameras set up today. And the addition of the ref mic, which has been most illuminating, at least for the commentators. And one would hope for you, the viewer.
Every used car has a story. At Windsor Certified, all ours have a happy ending. Buy used with confidence. Windsor, drive happy.
Many thanks to our sponsors, Windsor Motors. Drive happy. Well, one of the things that you can always say about a game is how quiet the ref is. He's had a most efficient game so far. His decisions have been clear, concise, and also he hasn't been afraid just to take players aside and just point out where they may be penalised if they're not careful. So many thanks to our team of officials there in the middle of the park. The balcony here at Belvedere quite full now, as well as the touchline terracing. And we'll just leave you with the peace and quiet of our commentary booth for a minute. Referee has blown his whistle, calling the teams back for the second half. Well, he blew his whistle. He hasn't had much reaction from either team yet. I don't know if it was a 1 minute to go whistle. Now he's hurrying them up. Reset the game clock. So, Railway will be defending the Aylesbury Road gate end. And Belvedere will be at the Anglesey Road gate end. Kate Murphy just walking off the pitch there. Managed not to fall over yet today.
Ready, Captain? Johnny Kicker?
Yep.
So, Gemma Farrell will start the second half. Belvedere, 14 points down. Ethan McDermott with the nice take. He gets set up. And again, Belvedere will be needing to show the same intensity as defence as they did in the first half. Hughes goes quickly on to Lindsay Peat. She makes it up past just short of the halfway line. I felt sure she was going to fall over the halfway line.
Backwards, backwards.
Referee making a very good decision there. That just fell backwards. Just trying to ship the ball on. It's more like sevens they're playing at the moment, tossing the ball around. Good drive there, Katie O'Dwyer. And finally, boot is put to ball. Oh, the return kick, unfortunately, straight into touch. That has worked out quite well for Railway.
Touch judge being a bit harsh there. Would have scooped forward about 10 yards on that one. It's kind of where she managed to gather the ball. She took a few steps to bring it on, but either way, I went straight into touch, all right.
Line out right in front of our commentary position now. Deflected back off the knee. Katie Whelan nearly got through that rock on top of the ball. But Railway still retain possession. As Deirdre Roberts goes to ground with the ball and now drives through the middle. Tackle up around the shoulders, but again, around the shoulders is fine. It's kicked through. Who's going to go down on this? Belvedere appear to have this ball. They've gathered it well. Good drive. Makes a yard or two for Belvedere. And now they'll look to go across the back line. All very, very nicely played. Both times they've taken the tackle and got the ball away. And this could be the first Belvedere try. And that is a super try. Again, managing to outflank the defence.
That was a great try there. Manon in the far corner. She's a Belgian international, so she's got speed, she's got pace. So it's just a case of giving her a bit of space and she'll be there in no time.
Well, she certainly showed that pace there. Now, Gemma Farrell being left-footed won't thank her for where she touched down, but the rest of her team will be delighted that they've managed to get over the railway line and perhaps just dispel the invincibility. As Melissa Hayden comes onto the park.
Yeah, just getting the try as well would settle the nerves for Belva. Another good start from them in this half. That's exactly what they needed, and just to give their confidence a bit of a boost, a bit of a nudge. Definitely what was required anyway.
Not quite the distance, it had the direction. So, score moves on to 17-8 in favour of Railway Union, but Belvedere will be happy to get the first score of the second half under their belt.
Definitely, it's exactly what they needed, like I said, and hopefully they can just continue the forward momentum, keep the heads, and just keep going forward. I think they've just made a substitution. I think Vic's come off with Melissa coming on, which I think is a good change at the moment. I think Vic was quite getting a bit hot under the collar, and would be running a risk of possibly getting a card or something similar.
Ready?
It's a long drop off. Down to the 22, and it's run back straight away. Stand-up tackle. And Gemma Farrell putting it right out towards the winger. She's taken it cleanly and is up as far as halfway before she's brought to ground. Katie Whelan doing very well to tidy up what was a very messy ball, and in fact she's done enough to ensure that Belvedere get the penalty.
Yeah, it was super. Again, great vision from JJ, seeing the bit of space that Manon had out the left wing, popping it in and catching it in the basket, and Manon made a few yards then before being tackled. Had a great ball positioning to get the ball back for a quick ball. Katie spotted a bit of space, went for it, won the penalty then for Railway not releasing.
Gemma Farrell continuing her fine kicking, pushing the ball down the line. Rachel Murphy putting into the line out here. That's a good take. Referee decides the drop ball went backwards by Belvedere. They get to carry on. Trying to drive through the same ruck. This time it comes a bit wider. Drive, good leg drive. Good presentation. And it's wayward path. Just one pass like that, and it's cost Belvedere about 15 metres. Katie Whelan again attacking around the fringes, but this time the ball has come out on the railway side. Tackle has to be made here. And that's a fine defensive tackle. Chased her down, round the waist. Well presented ball back. Railway now with the tails up. Again, Belvedere defending quite narrowly. There is space out that far side if they can shift it across. Instead, they've kicked it through to the space, and the speed of Stephanie Carroll there, chasing that one down. Ball coming off a knee. Line out to Belvedere.
Yeah, I think Rail were just contesting there that she was tackled without having the ball, and she was kind of saying that, you know, looking for the penalty where it came off her knee, went across the line, so they're just happy to take a Belvo line out here.
There's a player down to the left of our screen.
Okay.
It's Neva Dowd coming off there, so it seems to be Ivana's coming back on. She was swapped. I think Neve seems to be coming off with an injury.
John, over the tech zone, please. Or out behind the barrier. Thank you. I didn't say that.
Now step off the line, Railway. We're off to 22. Girls, off to 22.
Good take. Aoife McDermott snaring that one. And now you can see they're only 10 metres out from the Belvedere line. Pete driving in, setting it up. Still coming to the open side, still going through the forwards. Still coming right in front of the post now. There must be options both sides. But Belvedere have done enough superb defence to win the penalty.
Yeah, it was a great poach from Jenny there, just to got over the ball, timed it perfectly and got over and poached it and won the penalty for Belvo.
That's been hoofed down the park. Molly McCabe having to go back to fetch this one. And Katie Whelan has snared up. That's a hell of a run, 80 yards to catch her. Brought her down and back up into the defensive line straight away. Very industrious scrum half. And Belvedere in over the top of this one again. Pushed off it this time. Good tackle. But Blackmore sets it up. And again, another kick. I've seen more kicking in this game than I had in the previous two combined. And she's kicked for space. There is a player there. She's picked it up and is... Nice kick back down. But it's gone straight out. The disease of kicking straight out is obviously catching.
Yeah, I thought she was just getting a bit frustrated there with the Belvo crowds. It seemed to be coming in out of the technical zone, side of the crowds, the coaching and subs, so he's just trying to get them back in. Like that was good pressure. Claire Gorman was straight up in Nikki Caughey's face there when she tried to clear that kick, put her under pressure, ball went straight out, so it's now a Belvo line out from just inside the railway half.
See Melissa Hayden there, first pillar in the line out. Quite distinctive with the pink hair.
Yeah, she had purple for a while now. I think it's pink now again. I'm sure it'll change again.
So as we enter the last half an hour, just the 9 points between the teams now. Referee is going to make sure this line out is set properly. He's happy with the gap. And again, Railway have disrupted, got through, and it's been pushed through on the floor. Bit of juggling going on, I feel.
I was unfortunate. Alice Dowd came straight through, played the kick through, and went to catch it and just fumbled it ever so slightly, and came up for knee, went forward then after being in contact with her hand. So referees deemed it a knock on. There's definitely hunger in these Belvo girls now in the second half. They're taking no prisoners straight up in Railway's faces in any sort of attacking defensive line, whatever it is. They're there and they're putting on the pressure, which is great to see.
Another great camera shot from our roaming camera up and down the sideline. Belvedere penalised for spinning it around before driving. I always think that's most unfortunate. If you're a prop and happen to get ahead of your other prop, but your fellow prop loses her battle, scrum's going to spin round.
Yeah, they're a harsh one as well, and especially then you could kind of say that the far prop then is holding so that they do get a spin. But in that case, if you can see it's not going anywhere, Belvo should have just stopped. It could have been a case that the loose head may have stopped it and the tight was still pushing, and that causes the spin. In that case, the ball's going nowhere. It's going to be stagnant at the back of the scrum anyway. Just hold the push, let the play get on with it instead of them giving away a penalty.
Looking to push this one far down the line. And again, it's failed to find touch. Gambling. Oh, that is not what Belvedere needed. Oh, that one went forward though, ref. And he's seen it straight away.
Yeah, slightly lucky there. I think the option wasn't really on for a kick there. There was numbers outside Laura. She should have given it out wide. Got lucky though that there was the knock on, and it'll be a Belvo scrum. But you know, like that, you need to just keep the heads. No need to panic. No need to try and do the glory or anything similar. Just play it safe. Keep the ball.
Railway making 3 changes. Numbers 17, 18 and 19 coming onto the pitch. Amanda McQuaid, Emma Murphy, Claire Bowles. 3 players making way for them. And hear the applause those 3 players are getting as they leave the field. Referee's doing a fine job. He's kept a tight grip on the game, but with a velvet glove.
That's it. He's kept the girls in check like that. There hasn't been anything slipping into the game that shouldn't have. You know, penalties are coming from both sides, and it's definitely been an open, free-flowing, enjoyable game of rugby. So.
Well, we're doing very well to snare that one. They've dragged that ball out of there somehow, and now they've made it back up to the halfway line into the Belvedere half. Hughes looking for the ball, deciding which way to go. Our out half is out to the right, and again they go down the blind side. Stephanie Carroll, we saw her pace earlier on. You can see why they're keen to put her into space. KJ O'Dwyer taking it up. Somebody limp it like on a foot until tackle is finally declared. That was an unfortunate forced pass, but nicely picked up, driven on again. And although the defensive line is set, there seems to be numbers on the left-hand side. Going for the gap, Aoife Doyle. And that's Amanda McQuaid making her mark on the game very early on, taking the ball into contact. Siobhan McCarthy, busy as she was in the first half. And Hughes out again. There are numbers out wide. Very loose pass there. That could have gone either way. That could have been 7 points either side. Referee deciding, I think.
Not rolling away.
Not rolling away, the traditional penalty these days. Sometimes it's very hard to get yourself out of there.
That's it. I was going to say you shouldn't be there in the first place, though. So.
Another ball high tackle. And the forwards taking it up to drive again, and again making too many yards just around the fringes. The pillars should be there to stop that, and this time they go wide to the right. Stephanie Carroll, they're keen to put her into space, but unfortunately the pass was wayward.
Yeah, must come off a Belvo leg or Belvo foot there, as touch judges deemed it to be a railway put into the line out there.
Yeah, I didn't see a high tackle in that scenario.
You ready, yeah?
You in trouble?
Another break in play for an injury. Can't quite see who it is that's suffering. Blue scrum cap.
I think it might be Clodagh then.
Player down.
A few subs coming in here now. I think Jan Carroll's coming in, and so is Vanessa Hullen as well. So it looks like Elise is making way.
Yeah.
And possibly then Clodagh as well. See who the second sub coming off is. And Jenny Murphy then as well is coming off.
I saw Jenny had some comments to make during the week. Caught a link to those on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a few words going around, so
There's a lot of discussion about women's rugby at the moment, and you know what? It's better that discussions are taking place than not. And although some people might say that, I mean, Jenny herself sort of said a few years ago she wouldn't have had let's use the Mexican word, cojones, to say such things, but now her circumstances have changed and she feels that freedom. But all players should have that freedom to comment on the game that they're playing and the game they love.
Definitely, especially if it's a case where it's, they feel like they're the ones who are missing out on opportunities and situations, and that's okay. I can only imagine how frustrating it can be in those situations, especially if you feel your hands are tied, you've got tape over the mouth, nothing can be said or done. You just kind of have to shut up and put up. So in that way, it's good to kind of see a bit of motion going forward.
Oh, that throw was dreadfully not straight. Oh, sorry, it was straight, but it was straight down the railway side. So Belvedere given the choice of the line out of the scrum. They've taken the scrum. But yes, look, when things are changing and perhaps things aren't going as well as perhaps one might want them to, the best thing to do is to discuss these things and bring these issues into the open. I'm not taking a position on it, I'm just saying there should be discussion about it. And the discussions perhaps would be better off not behind closed doors, but a bit more private than Twitter and social media.
Yeah, but I think it's a case of the moment they just need to get word out there and get it talked about, because nothing seems to be happening at all. So hopefully it gets a bit of motion.
Oh, referee picks up on the forward pass there, and that gives Railway a superb attacking position.
Yeah, unfortunate there on that one.
Yep, not long before we go into the Six Nations.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the women's now will be pushed back, or they have their own
time
dates
slot now.
Yeah, so they're going to be in March, April time, which is good. It gives them their own platform. It gives them their own exposure. They don't kind of get lost amongst the men, and they have their own weekends of it and stuff. And I think it's also a great move them having them in Dublin, Cork, and Belfast. Again, brings new hype to different places.
Spread the word.
That's it, exactly.
So Molly McCabe is now scrum half for Railway, and that's been a lovely move. Took it down the blind side, and just numbers and simple passing. And that takes the score on to 22-8.
That'll be a bit of a blow to Belvo. They kind of just started settling. They'd started really putting on pressure again, and then like that, just a simple line, like a hot knife through butter through the defensive line, and touchdown, simple as pie.
Well, one feels that Railway would have already booked their top four split for place for the split of the league that's coming. One more league game, is it? And then
this is the end. So this is the end of the first half of the league. So it'll be the top four after this. That'll progress into the kind of the split that they do to top four play and bottom four will play.
It does seem a strange one to me. I mean, again, COVID is the coverall bandage for everything, and it's just great to see games taking place. But you're splitting the top four off from the bottom six, and then the top four play each other home and away, and then they have semi-finals and a final.
That's it. Yeah, I think it's just really to give the lower teams a bit more advantage, and instead of them coming up and refer back to the Wicklow Railway game at the start of the year, and it does nothing for anyone's confidence, and those games are almost near pointless in that situation. So.
Great steal in midfield. Belvedere were on the back foot, and all of a sudden, one good steal, and the eagerness to go forwards is there again. That's a good tackle by Claire Bowles from Railway. Certainly, this game is a lot closer than 8:24 suggests. Claire Gorman there. Claire Gorman, of course, is the leading try scorer in the IL this season so far, with her 9. Teammates will be wishing she could make it 12 or 13 today. Ball is turned over. Some in the crowd not entirely happy with that decision, but the referee was. Okay, that's quite sensibly played. Knew she'd knock it on if she tried to pick it up. So Blackmore just let it hit her legs and then picked it up and set it up. Brushed off one tackle. Leslie Ring won't be happy with that. Oh, wayward pass from McCabe. The referee says it went backwards, which it certainly did. And again, there could be space on the outside here if she could get this ball away. But that's a fabulous tackle to make sure that she couldn't. Corey now going down the line, looking for the gap. And it's another one that's gone straight into touch.
Yeah, they'll alleviate the pressure there again. Good positioning there from Belvo. They're playing a bit kind of one-dimensional rugby here at the moment. They need to kind of bring another layer to it. They're struggling to break down the Railway defensive line. It's easy to bend that when it's just straight across rugby. They just shift across and shift back.
Let's go, buddy. You got it. Are you ready? Let's go.
Into the last 20 minutes now. Belvedere are going to win this game. They're going to have to score and score quite quickly. Another one overthrown, but it's well taken at the back. Well distributed. That's what I call changing the point of attack. Ball goes to ground. Superb. It's given some space on the outside. The space closes off quickly. She passes on the ball. Plenty of cover on the blind side, so Belvedere goes to the open side, into midfield. Instructions going out to the pitch. They're looking to go wide again. Little push through on the foot. And that's quite sensible play. Line out to Belvedere.
Yeah, it was a good nudge through there by Vanessa. Noticed she was running out of space herself. Played it through, hit off a Railway player, so it's a Belvo ball. Belvo line out just on the 22 and gives them a chance there to restart and reset.
Yep.
Slapped back from the line out. Railway managed to get onto it first. More tackling to be done by the Belvo girls. Nice pass out into space. Oh, what a lovely dummy. And she keeps going. Aoife McDermott with a superb pass back into the middle, but a great tackle. Slowing this ball right down, giving the defence a chance to set. But McDermott made a superb break, and for a second row, deft handwork through the dummy. Oh, great tackle, try-saving tackle that.
Yeah, it was super cover from Claire. Just saw the threat, saw the girl coming up the line, and just said, "I'm get her here into touch," and so she did.
Absolutely superb. Definitely a try-saving tackle there. Claire Gorman. Aoife Doyle and Emer O'Mahony working very well down that left-hand side for Railway Union. Bit of heavy breathing going on at the moment. Melissa Hayden now leaves the field. Bit of attritional nature of this game now, starting to take its toll as we head into the last quarter of an hour. Straight down at the front of the line out. Leslie Ring with a fine take, makes a few yards, sets it up beautifully. Oh, that's a good drive back by Railway, and they've stolen the ball. Another one in the midfield. Again, slowing up. Be another drive by the forwards. And another one that starts to make a few metres before it's halted. Goes to ground. McCabe there to tidy up and distribute. Emer O'Mahony on this left wing. I feel should be going wider, not narrower. That's it. Come back to us, Emer.
Steered you.
But a fast ball out this way now. Just give, just draw and give. Niamh Byrne taking that one into contact. They had the numbers outside. Oh, she's very close to the line and she gets the ball down. Amanda McQuaid, since she's come on, has had a busy little time of it and now gets her just rewards. Touching down, just 20 metres away from the posts. And that takes the score. On to 29-8.
Yeah, it's only so much defensive work a team can do, and if Railway just keep knocking, eventually the door will open, and that happened there, and they were able to get over, and like that, the long stretched arm from McQuaid, able to dot it down, and another try in a decent position for the conversion too.
They can jump with it once they caught the ball with it. Yeah, well, if they did it. It's on the 15, okay?
So this to take the score. Another drop kick. This one goes to the left of the posts, and the score remains Railway Union 29, Old Belvedere 8.
Yeah, I do think Belvedere have another try in them, so it's just a case of being patient, being smart with the ball, retaining the ball, and working their way up the pitch. And then definitely there's another score in them. It's just a case of you having to try and keep Railway out of it too.
So this will be a big effort now by Belvedere for these last 10 minutes. As Megan Collis comes on for Railway Union.
Yeah, sub for Belvedere as well. I think Ivana came off and Dawn has come in there as well. As well as Anya Donnelly's in there too.
Kicked off to the left, immediately taken. Immediately put down. Looking to really push home their advantage now. 70 minutes of tackling for this Old Belvedere team. It's been a tough day at the office, but they are continuing to hunt down the ball carrier. Oh, we're making no ground on that attempt, but now McQuaid again looking for support. Running past 1, 2, 3, gets as far as the 22, does find the support from Claire Bowles, and Claire Bowles is going to go in under the posts. There we go, that's the cumulative effect of tackling for 70-odd minutes. Belvedere now just a little ragged, tired. But again, Railway showing why they are top of the table with a points difference of about 250 in 8 games.
Yeah, they're a super fit side, and you can see that they haven't slowed down at all. Belvo, you can see, are starting to get tired. They're missing tackles. There was, a missed tackle in the middle of the field there, and results in a 20, 30-yard line break. It's making Belvo look poor, and it's making Railway look better, and it's not a reflection on the entire contest, but just goes to show how fit Railway really are in this contest.
And again, defence certainly takes a lot more out of you, physically and mentally, than attack. Always a joy to have the ball in your hands.
That's it.
Touch judge is on at the moment. He comes off the park. And in the last 10 minutes now, Belvedere looking to salvage something for this game. The Railway players lining up for the kickoff, not one of them was in 10 yards of the 10-metre line. One felt that the kicker could almost just have pushed it along the ground and gone and picked it up herself once it had gone 10 metres.
Yeah, it can be a risky one, and that's, it's those quick thinking opportunities that, Belvo needs to get a bit better at, and just, a bit more opportunistic at the best of times.
Playing the game that's in front of you. Again, Amanda McQuaid, she really is making a nuisance of herself there as far as Belvedere are concerned.
Two knock-ons, first green, then black.
As you hear the referee state, double knock-on. First one by Green.
Yeah, there hasn't been many knock-ons now in a while, so I think one was about time there was one.
So the next home game for the Old Belvedere women is next Saturday against UL, University Limerick Bohemians, another top 4 team.
That's it. That'll be a cup tie. So we were due to play them there a couple of weeks back, but due to COVID, the game was pushed back. So this was the refix week, the 18th of December. So we've been landed with that fixture now next week. So a few of the girls kind of were expecting this to be finished by Christmas, but like that, it's a refix weekend. So the game goes ahead next week, 3 o'clock in Old Belvedere.
Sure. What else would you be doing on the last Saturday before Christmas? Do you want to join 1 million people shopping? Or do you want to come down to Ollie Campbell Park and watch the Old Belvedere women taking on one of their fiercest rivals, University of Limerick? As Hayley said, a 3 o'clock kickoff for that. Bit unfortunate to draw them in the first round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, right? Because at the moment we're shared cup holders between ourselves and Bows due to the final not being able to play because of COVID.
Oh, so I am so looking forward to the occasion when we can talk about things without mentioning COVID.
The dreaded
That's a nice break. Oh, that's a superb break by McCabe. Maybe a missed tackle, but she's done really well to get within 1 metre of the line. She's beaten 4 or 5 players just with her feet and her hips there. Ball comes out, and McCabe again is up again quickly enough to get to it. She passes it on. Forward's taking it on again, only a couple of yards short. One feels a wide ball here. Come to the left, put the ball through the hands. They've gone to the right, and again they have numbers wide there too. Just dragged down 5 metres out, and the referee's whistle has gone.
Yeah, it was good defence there, yeah.
Belvedere defence holding up again.
Yeah, just managed to shift them out laterally and push them. The ball should have gone out a lot sooner there at Railway. It was a 3-on-1. They tried to take it in, and then the last pass was deemed a forward pass, so it's a Belvo scrum.
Of course, the wait will be now to see how the other teams in 5th and 6th have got on today.
Yeah, I think Suetonians were due to play Bows. I know Bows were leading, and I think I think it still would have been. We still would be safe, even if Bows were to come, if Suetonians were to come away with 5 points, we still would have been safe. So, I think we still had the 4th position secured.
There's a little bit of free engagement on both sides. Okay.
Certainly, you want to be in the higher half of the split when it comes.
Crouch! Fine!
can just see that the Railway pack do seem to pack down just a bit low in the Belvedere, and that's letting them get under the props.
Yeah, you can see there in that penalty there, McQuaid just went straight down onto the ground. Right call from Dudley there to penalty Pelvo.
Nice clearing kick. Last 5 minutes now. Belvedere would love to score one more. It would make the pints afterwards taste a lot sweeter now, I suspect, if Belvedere could just somehow.
That's it, 100%. And I think they definitely deserve a second try in this game. It's been a close contest, and it's just been unfortunate the last 15-20 minutes on Belva's fitness has kind of let them down, and their tackling has slipped.
Another good drive by Blackmore. Oh, nice pass out. Megan Collis taking it down to ground, but Belvedere have stolen it. Another good drive and presentation. Taking on the defenders.
I don't know how we got away with that one. It was definitely in from the side on that one.
There's more stage door than back door. I've been very impressed by Siobhan McCarthy and Aoife McDermott in the second row for Railway today. The two of them have been non-stop, whether it be in the set piece or in loose, as Aoife Doyle takes the ball back into midfield, and she was held up there. Erin Cole getting there, making the tackle, and again the second row bursting through, and she passes it on, and nothing is going to stop Amanda McQuaid scoring again. She must have counted herself very unlucky not to be in the starting 15. She's been very busy, but as I say, if I was looking for a man of the match at this stage, or player of the match, it certainly would be either McDermott or McCarthy in the second row. They have been non-stop today.
Yeah, they've done a monstrous amount of work around the park. You like that in McDermott there, where there are 2 line breaks leading to 2 tries. And at this stage in the match, coming up to your 80 minutes, still you're having your second row making those 2 line breaks is massive, and it's a testament to their fitness again and their skill set that they can still give those offloads and passes, even though they're in the pack. And
have either of the 2 second rows represented Ireland?
Yes, they have. I'm trying to have a look now. Aoife McDermott has anyway, yeah. So I don't think Siobhan has, as far as I'm aware, but Aoife McDermott has been there, yeah.
Well, she certainly will be catching the selectors' eyes after performances like this against what is a fine Belvedere team. But Railway have been quite destructive on the scoreboard. Another ball picked up straight away. And here we go, McCarthy taking on 1, 2 before she goes to ground. And spun wide again. And again, nice pass. Put down and picked up again. She released it. More than entitled to pick it up again. And again, this is superb work here by Railway. Emma Murphy making the break that time, and this time it goes out to the wing. The Belvedere defence stretched again. Good offloading, good secure possession. And referees decided that there was a penalty. Okay, goes quickly. Unsurprisingly, onto Aoife McDermott. She's made such ground today. I'm sure the statisticians and the analysts will be telling you how many yards she's made. Nice presentation. McCabe sends it out to the feet of Siobhan McCarthy. You can see there's a lot less energy left on the field now. McQuaid not held. Nice offloading there by McDermott. But this time, Belvedere in over the top. Not releasing.
Yeah, good poach by Ciara Dwyer there on that ball. Some people think the tank has run out. She'll just come in and she'll get that steal. She'll get that poach.
It feels that we're close to time up now at this stage. Good tackle by Erin Cole, forces the knock on, and the referee looks at his watch. He calls an end to the proceedings. It's been a fine victory for the league leaders. Railway Union remain unbeaten, winning here today 43-8. However, I don't think it was a 43-8 game. You, Hayley?
No, I don't think so. I think, Belvo definitely needed to get, a try or two in the first half when they had a bit more momentum on them. They were just unlucky in a few situations. They couldn't get the last pass out. They couldn't get it out wide enough or quick enough in some situations. And like that, Railway just shows their skill set, their overall rugby smarts. They're a smart team. They know the rules of the game inside out. They know when to take their quick taps. They know when to, they haven't been held in tackles. They know when the ball's out. Things like that that will go and stand to them and across all competitions. So you can't argue too much with they were the worthy winners for sure on this one.
Fine game, put on by two fine teams. You can see why both of them are in the top four. And that now concludes the league programme before the split. And as Hayley said, the chances are that both of these teams will be joined by, let me guess, Blackrock and UL?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'd say it'll finish probably Railway top, then probably UL, then Blackrock, then ourselves by the looks of things. So, we'll still be top four, which we'll take. It just means it'll be a tough second half of the season with, the likes of Blackrock, Bows and Railway again coming down our tracks.
Very much so, but top quality playing top quality. Everyone will improve from the experience and the benefit provincial and international teams. Teams go through the traditional tunnel making. And that's a fine game from Ollie Campbell Park. And as I say, the next game will be here next Saturday with 3 o'clock kickoff when University of Limerick Bohemians will be welcomed to Ollie Campbell Park in a first round cup game. So we hope you'll join us for a broadcast of that. And now we'd like to thank our sponsors, Windsor Motors.
Every used car has a story. At Windsor Certified, all ours have a happy ending. Buy used with confidence. Windsor, drive happy.
So there we go, that concludes today's game. AIL Division 1, Railway Union 43, Old Belvedere 8. We hope you'll join us next week for the next thrilling instalment of the 21-22 season for the Old Belvedere women. I'd like to thank, of course, our volunteer camera people. You know their names, Hayley, you're better than me.
Yeah, we had Heather up here on one camera, Ailish on another one, then we had Steffi doing one half, and then we had Chris doing another half as well. So we had the 4 volunteers, and then we had Etain on directing duties as well. So that was.
And what a fabulous job that was. Thank you, Etain. So thank you to all our volunteers, and as always to Noel Walsh, and we'll see you again in a week's time. Good night.